DEZ. Please tell us about your Oracle management, because it's pretty young now.
Yeah.
How is your feelings with that whole
That's
thing?
fantastic. I mean, it's been wonderful for my band and for every band that's on there. We folded in some other managers as well, a ton of other bands. We just picked up yesterday Ginger from the Ukraine. Fantastic band, picked them up for the United States. So it's doing really wonderful things, man.
What were your experiences with the business side of music? You know, because most bands, they really don't think about it. That much.
Yeah. I've been in the business for a very long time, so I know the business, and I know everybody. They know me. I could call whoever I want, you know, and it just became apparent to me that I could give knowledge to other bands as well. And I'm not the kind of manager who will just call and say, hey, I got you a tour. I would say, hey, the agent called me. He has a tour. What do you think, right? Guide them through the process. For the first 10 years of your career, you're going to need a manager. After that, if you're in it that long, you should be able to, if you're of the mindset, to take care of business on your own. And we formed the Oracle. My wife, Anastasia, is a very formidable manager. She met me when I had Sharon Osbourne as my manager. She looks up to Sharon, and she's doing an amazing job. And so is Mark Vieira over at the Oracle. So that's what's going on. Yeah.
Speaking of Sharon, that was, I could guess, not only from the business side some input, but of course musically, the whole Osbourne family.
Well, I mean, I did a song with Ozzy, so
yeah.
I'm very blessed in life, you know. Yeah. So, and I thank them for everything they've ever done for my career. And I learned a lot from that family. I learned a lot from her, and we're surely taking that into what we do.
Have you been to Birmingham to the farewell show?
Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course, I've been to Birmingham. Yeah.
How did you feel there?
Man. It's amazing, you know. The crowds there for us are very good. Yeah.
Well, it's it seems like there is some generation change right now, because all the 70s metal bands, 60s, 70s bands like Sabbath, they're all leaving the stage pretty soon, or have already.
Yeah, Sabbath is like one of my favorite bands on the planet, you know.
No, I mean, like
Tony Iommi's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. So is Ozzy, everybody. So, and I'm good friends with Bill Ward. I mean, we'll see what happens and who's going to come up and fill those spots, man. It's going to be very difficult. No one's ever going to fill the spot of Black Sabbath. Let's face it. It's just not going to happen. Yeah.
Well, it's like, I love Zakk Wylde doing this Aussie thing, this Black Sabbath Zakk Wylde thing.
And then, it's doing amazing, too, in the United States. And Zack's voice is perfect for that.
Yeah.
He can sing that stuff really, really great. So, and all their shows have been selling out. That's good to see, you know. I did Coal Chamber. We released Rivals. We toured on it for about a year and a half. We waited 13 years to get back together, put that record out. Most of the shows were sold out around the world. I know everything in the United States was sold out, and it was good to see that thing come back, the record do well. It was good. It was good to redo that, and to see that.
Do you need, when you change the bands, do you need to completely forget about Devil Driver, or vice versa, forget about Coal Chamber?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I waited 13 years to come around with that.
Yeah.
Right? Devil Driver was taking a break, so I went and I did the Coal Chamber record and toured on it. I do not think you'll ever see another Coal Chamber record or tour ever again. So that's that.
But there's always a chance, put it that way.
For now, there is no chance.
One other thing most people don't know about you is you rescue animals.
I do.
When did you start that? Is something you started as a kid?
Yeah, we've always had rescues when I was a kid. We would find dogs and cats, when we would go driving out to the river or the desert, we would bring them home. So yeah, we have 4 rescues, cats, and we have a Great Dane and a Doberman. And I just rescued my Doberman from Quebec. And he's not really a rescue, he was a return to the breeder, but the gentleman was too old to really handle a young Doberman. You have to be an alpha. A very alpha personality, and I've raised Dobermans my whole life. So my assistant drove 5 days straight with him and brought him home to me. His name is Piper, and my best friend, my Doberman Bacchus, it was another rescue, passed away a year ago, and my heart was never the same. So I waited almost a year, but it was time to bring another red Doberman into my life, and so we went out and got him. And yeah, I believe you should rescue animals, man. I mean, go to a rescue and see them behind cages, and if your heart doesn't feel them, something's wrong with you.
Do you also advise people when you see them, not treating a dog right?
Well, I mean, I've never really seen that. I do live out in the country, kind of, where there's farms and very small community. And I was driving and saw a gentleman walking his horse, and he hit him like twice. Like hit the horse, and I fucking stopped my car and got out of my car, and I was like, if you fucking hit that horse again, I'm gonna beat your ass. And he said, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, I know that I saw you hit that horse twice. So I don't like the abuse of animals. Vegetarian, verging on vegan. And so I don't like to see that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, one other thing, you mentioned your wife. You've been married for quite a long time. What's the secret? You're a rock star. That's not that usual.
Rock star is a dirty word. Yeah. Look, I mean, the bottom line is I'm probably one of the most private people you'll ever meet. I'm definitely the most private person in heavy metal, for sure. I'm very private, and I think that makes my relationship with my wife special. She's my best friend, I'm her best friend, and we work together, we live together, we've raised children together, we've been together almost 20 years. I think the way that it works is that I am so private. If I was the guy that was backstage party at the strip clubs, I don't think that would work with her. I know that would not work with her, I should say. I know it wouldn't work. So, and you have to be grounded, right? To do this job, you have to be grounded. Otherwise, your ego gets fucking taken away with you.
Or you blow your head off.
Whatever, or you. Whatever. So you gotta keep yourself in check. I've never lost that kind of blue collar working sense that I had when I was a kid. My father's a construction worker. I know what it's like to work hard. So I've never lost that. And I think once you lose that, then you let your ego take over, and now you're fucked. Especially if you're a singer. There's a lot of those guys around.
Do you have a place at home where you're just on your own, where you have, let's say, your favorite instruments?
I have a studio at my house that's just mine, completely filled with Halloween stuff. It's insane. It's black and orange. And I have a booth there, a vocal booth, that I meditate there in the morning, kick back, and so.
Technology is evolving, pretty fast.
Cyborg.
Yeah, right. How do you, could you picture, I don't know, Black Sabbath playing a show in 100 years, with cyborgs?
Oh, fuck yeah, of course. Ooh, that's nice. Grazie. I could see that. I mean, look, they've already got Tupac on the stage, and, they're bringing people back by hologram. Yeah. And I think Ozzy's the most iconic frontman in metal. Yeah. I mean,
he's the main
tell
man.
Me another one.
Maybe Rob Halford.
Okay, but for me it's Ozzy first.
Of course.
Yeah.
He was the first.
I love Rob. I love Rob. He's the greatest guy. But for me, it's Ozzy first. What's up? This is Dez from Devil Driver. You're watching the only TV you'll need, MULATSCHAG. MULATSCHAG!